The Hill newspaper has this headline, Boehner versus Kucinich on Libya withdrawal. There are two measures that will be on the floor today regarding the U.S. involvement in Libya. What's happening? What's the strategy here? Well,
Mr. Kucinich has a resolution that would basically require us to be out of Libya, doing nothing in Libya at all within the next 15 days. Mr. Boehner's resolution would say, first, very clearly to the President, you didn't ask for congressional permission. Congress hasn't given you congressional permission. But we want to at least give you an opportunity to make your case. So we're going to give you 14 days, and we want you to present a list of information that Congress feels that they need before they make final decisions on Libya. I think, Susan, across the board, most members in Congress believe that the President didn't go through the proper channels in launching the operations in Libya. They're very, very upset about that. The question we'll decide today is what course of action we take.
What's behind this? Is this a constitutional issue between the executive and congressional branches? Is this about the strategy there? What's really the motivation?
Susan, I think it's a number of things. I think, first of all, it's the role that Congress should play. I think many members of Congress feels that this administration, on many situations, has taken a strategy that the end justifies the means. And they look and they don't see any legal authority for going into Libya. And they look at the War Powers Act, for example, which requires the President either to have a declaration of war, a specific statutory authority to use military force, or to find some way in which the United States forces were under attack, or at least imminent threat of being under attack. All of those are absent in this operation in Libya. And I think most members of Congress, Republican and Democrat, realize that if we don't discuss this issue now, if we don't bring this to a head, we're not looking at just Libya, but we're looking at all the dominoes that could take place after Libya, other situations that are very similar to that. So that's one major issue. The second concern that many people have is that we've already spent about $663 million. We're spending $2 million a day. And the administration has really not given any mission focus to say this is what our mission is, this is where we're going, this is what the end game is going to be. The final thing is a lot of people are worried about who we're fighting for in Libya. We don't exactly know who the surviving ruling group might be in Libya that we're fighting for, and some people are very, very concerned that we're defending some rebels who actually helped kill American soldiers in Iraq, and that's very, very disconcerting to them.
Is it possible, based on what you already know, that those questions could be answered satisfactorily for you?
You know, Susan, I think it is. I'm not optimistic it will, but I think that it could be. One of the things that I think we'll find today is I think we'll find Mr. Kucinich's resolution that most people say that's a bridge too far because we can't pull the rug out from our NATO allies once we've gotten involved in this marriage. But I do think they're going to probably pass Mr. Boehner's resolution and say we need this information. One of the things that I have posited to the Speaker is what happens at the end of the 14 days when the administration hasn't given you the information. And I think one of the things is that if we give them that opportunity and they don't do it, we've got the subpoena power in our committees to begin to ask, you know, the tough questions and say we've got to have these people here and we've got to find out this information. It's too important for members of Congress and the people they represent across the country not to have it.
In the past month, the Senate, however, has passed a resolution of support for the operations in Libya. Is there a mixed message coming from Congress?
Well, you know, we always have a mixed message sometime between the House, which we like to view as the people's House, and the Senate. I can't ever justify what the Senate does or explain, you know, how they act. But just because the Senate takes one course of action, we might feel that that's right or wrong, and then the House has to do what it thinks is right. I think that most members of the House, again, Republican and Democrat, feel that the President overstepped his bounds here, and we need to get some answers and make sure this doesn't happen at the next time.